Hi, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Sometimes I think that just being told something at exactly the right time is just the essence of being encouraged just when you need it. And I have this lovely book of 1000 of the smartest things ever said, which is just a load of quotes by some very famous people and then some other people who I actually don't know who they are. But I'm just looking at this, and it was by Lou Holtz, and my ignorance is that I don't know who he is. But look at this for a very good observation about life. It says, if you don't make a total commitment to whatever you're doing, then you start looking to bail out the first time the boat starts leaking. It's tough enough getting that boat to shore with everybody rowing, let alone when a guy stands up and starts putting his life jacket on. Now, I thought that was funny because that actually, apparently once, a little while ago, one of the ferries went down. It's not a laughing matter, but its connection to what I've just been talking about was strange. It was coincidental, and a ferry went down. Not sure whether there were any loss of lives, but it went down, and after that, of course, the government steps in and starts legislating or bossing everybody about so that nothing else will happen. Of course, it's just not possible. My mother used to say about, there's no point in closing the barn door when everything's escaped. So this was what happened to me. Was once that ferry had gone down, and there I am, I'm getting the ferry again, and it was a little bit breezy, so there was just a slight ripple on the water, which was normally like a pond between Cebu and Atafi. So we were all told to put our life jacket on. And I'm sitting there actually looking at people around me, and we've all got our life jacket on, and we're about to embark on a 2.5 hour sail to Atafi. It was a sobering moment, actually. But anyway, then there's another quote. There's another quote about how, which follows on really from the image of everybody rowing except one guy who stood up and put his life jacket on, because it's always the negative guy that you remember. For some reason you tend to think about the negative one, and that reminds me of one story of a famous playwright who is there watching the opening night of his new play, and at the end of the play it was a wonderful performance, and it was a great play, and the author was at the back of the theatre just watching what was happening, and everybody stood up at the end of it and said, "Encore, encore, wonderful," and they gave it a standing ovation for several minutes, all except one person who was booing, going boo, doing all of that, and the author actually saw him in the foyer on the way out, and he said to him, "You didn't think much of that, did you?" So the guy said, "No, I certainly didn't." And the author said to him, "Well, I agree with you actually, but what can the two of us do against all of these people?" I like that. Now here's some advice for you. This was by Ralph Waldo Emerson, who did a few things in his life, didn't he, that were worth thinking about. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a little better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is the meaning of success. And I think that that's a good note to leave you on. It's a short video. And actually, I'm just looking here at James Roosevelt, the son of Franklin D. Roosevelt, and perhaps after I've just said it, that this is a short little talk, maybe this quote is even more apt than the other one was to be appreciated. He said, "My father, President Franklin D. Roosevelt, gave me these hints on speech making. Be sincere, be brief, be seated." And that reminds me of one more. I'm always one for rambling. And that is George and Gracie, George Burns, said that a good speech has a beginning and an end, and the two should be as close to each other as possible. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Thanks for looking. Bye.